What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another one. Today we're going to jump back into the old 6-liter. Yesterday I took the time to clean up our mess, swept the floor and the table and got it all kind of cleaned up, put all our tools back away, and I laid out some parts for us to put on this thing. There's still a couple more things we got to locate for this bad boy today as we go along, but first my father-in-law brought his truck over on his lunch break, and we are gonna put some stuff on it. Got two of these plugs for fog lights and a taillight bulb. So you got to cut the plug off on fog lights because the new housings come with a different style bulb than the old housings did. So we got to cut that plug off, put those plugs on so his fog light bulbs plug in. So I installed him new fog light housings. So we're gonna look in the toolbox. Let's get some heat shrink. Actually, should I do these? Solder seal, waterproof, shrinkage. We'll just use those. Put this back. So we'll just grab the old solder seals. Gotta go over and locate my heat gun. My garage doors aren't open, so I can't even nose the thing in. We need an extension cord. Where do I keep those? You know, people can talk crap about how I like to use battery-powered tools instead of air-powered tools for a lot of things. And I'd rather use battery-powered versus cord-powered, wall-powered, whatever you want to call them, extension cord-powered. Step on the old spider. This would be a heck of a time to have a battery-powered soldering gun. Let's move this one out the way. You know what? Got the old 3-pronger. And that's a 2-pronger. So this cord's not gonna work. Hi-ho, hi-ho. Off to get the other cord we go. This is the things I like to try to avoid. I don't like walking back and forth and looking for stuff. Not just knowing what I need and where it's at. I guess we are gonna grab this orange one now. We use these one time to cut zip ties, and oh man, do they feel good trying to cut stuff. Well, not trying to cut stuff, they just cut stuff. Cutters. Grab the old, I don't know what you call it, creeper paint bench. Hope that angle worked. You know, I'm not no professional YouTuber yet. I don't know if I ever will be, but fog lights. Moment of truth. It doesn't work. Oh, hey, look, I didn't get it soldered. Well, that's my fault. Rookie mistake is what they call that, right? Maybe I added too much heat. Am I just stupid? Yeah, that's what I get for buying fancy shit, I guess. I need to stick to the old style. Just crimp it by hand. Money. After, I don't know, a half hour messing with the darn thing. It's crazy. Turn this here key back off. Let's do the other side. Get the heck out of this one. Well, it's sprinkling, it ain't really raining, but still, you've been here long enough, you get soaked. Lights on. Please, please, please. On. And that, my friends, is how you turn I don't know, a 10-minute job into a 45-minute job. Should have been done forever ago. Should have not have taken me close to an hour. All right, so just took a break, dried off a little bit. We got a new package in, so before we get started on old Jewel over there, let's do a little unboxing, shall we? So I don't know if you could see, but every other tooth has like 45s on the edges. So only every other tooth cuts to the edge. Interesting. All right, so let's see. How do we get the blade in? Looks like we loosened this. Slide it or so. There's a button on here. That right there, you hold it down, it locks the blade in place so you can get a good grip and tighten her up. Oh, well, you know, look at this. It comes with its own tool to do that with, starting in the saw. How clever was that? You can come with me over to the hidey hole. There we go. Table kick. Some dropping power, so engage the safety squints and let's see what happens. Guess it did pretty good. So loosen this. Turn it the other way. Line her up about so. I think I did a little too thin on this side. I think it's too much of an angle too. Let's see how far it through chips though, because I wasn't paying attention and my motorcycles are parked behind with saws pointing. Yep. Not good. There is metal shavings on the bike, so. Note to self, don't do it pointed towards motorcycles. So anyways, I'm gonna blow these off real quick and look up a little bit on podcast to see what angle and such I should have been at, because obviously that is wrong. And it gives me a nice cut though, so I'll be right back. So if I do this at about a 9-degree bend, or 9 degree every two cuts, one piece should be 18 degrees. I guess 18 times 5 is 90 degrees. So for every 5 pieces, you get 90 degrees. That's a little loud, so I'm gonna put some hearing savers in. I'm gonna flip it 180 degrees, slide it over to where it should leave 3/16, quarter inch on the back side here, and then we're gonna give her another chop. See what happens. Ah, fuck. Well, I'm gonna take a break from the welding and cutting and whatnot and take the time to try to get this valley cover put together with the gasket this time. This one comes with new rubbers. So that means I can get another valley cover cleaned up. New rubbers in it. Looking good. So note to self, this kit won't work to install that balancer. So I guess I'm gonna have to go on eBay and order the balancer install tool or whatever. I don't have torches to be able to heat the thing up and try to slide it and peck it on, so I don't know. It's always something. I guess move on to the next thing. I've got the intake on, but after thinking about it, I need to pull the intake back off so I can get this thing down on the ground. All right, so the next thing in this challenge is going to be the flywheel. Got to get the flywheel on here. This one is just a disc variant. It doesn't have the spacer on it like my other one did, as this is a earlier crank that's a long snout on the rear. So I'm just gonna put the disc plate on this to bolt it to that torque converter and that ADE. That torque converter and ADE come off of that engine. I think I'm gonna go back with a DCT transmission in that one, so something a little different. That's kind of Project Snowball, if you will. I know it's Project Turbine, but everything that I do to it kind of snowballs to links that I probably should have never went. Anyways, so I'm gonna set you down over here, spin this motor around, try to get these flywheel bolts in. survey says. Can't find the chains to this little leveler system thingy because it's still set up to pull out this setup. So guess I need to rob the chain back from this. So yeah, I guess we'll jump on that. Oh, it's got that funny little washer on there. Stick that. Now we have chains. Well, worked better than I thought it was going to. So now I got to go through some old boxes of stuff. Got to find some transmission bell housing bolts. I got to find some torque converter bolts. Yeah, and I guess I can get a transmission on this motor. So I've gotten this video edited all the way up to where we're at right now. And it seems that I have lost any footage or didn't take any footage from there on forth. So I need to catch you all up to where we're at right now and show you all what else I got done. Got the torque converter in, I got the flex plate on, they're mated together and bolted together. The flex plate I had some issues with. I grabbed one, put it on the motor, put the transmission up to it, and it didn't fit correctly. This torque converter is supposed to be spaced out away from this flex plate when you put it together by 1/8 of an inch, or I think up to 1/4. No more than 1/4, no less than 1/8. Needless to say that I had run out of room with, I don't know, 3/16, almost 1/4 inch left to go. So therefore my flex plate was incorrect. When I took apart the Blazer, I kept the flywheel off the 4.3 because I was gonna keep the transmission. And I ended up selling the transmission. The guy didn't need the flex plate, so I kept it. And I assume that's the one that I had on there. So luckily I had the one out of the Suburban and I have this extra one. So I knew the one out of the Suburban would work. I just had to pull this spacer out of it. Once the spacer was out of the flex plate, slid the flex plate on the crankshaft, bolted it up, proceeded with putting the transmission on, and it went flawlessly after that. I haven't quite got too much more done since what you all seen, but I did wrestle that thing around and get it put on. Still got broken stud to get out of it, but I'm gonna wait to do those until I get a little bit better with the welders. Now, as you've seen earlier, I can't TIG for crap. I'm absolutely horrible at it. It's been a while since I picked this machine up. I haven't really found the motivation to push myself into learning. I ran a couple beats to test the machine out when I got it on a piece of flat plate, and that's as far as I got. I got the saw the other day to be able to cut some pie cuts and push myself to learn through making stuff that I could actually use. This one here, I'm definitely not gonna be able to use. My welds are horrible. I blowed holes in it left and right, but I feel more accomplished ruining this than I did running beads on a piece of flat steel. Hopefully by the time I'm done, I'll have progressively better ones to show off. So I could be like, this is where I started, this is where I'm at today. I might be a little more technical and detailed in learning to do the TIG welding. But it's a huge process that I have no clue about, so it's hard to show you all when I don't know what I'm doing first. It's a lot easier to do these videos and do this kind of stuff when you kind of have an idea what you're doing going into it. So going in completely blind is like crazy. Going in blind on what I'm doing on top of going in blind on doing the video and is just, it compiles. Compiles, is that a word? Yeah. So it just compounds and you end up with just a giant like blubbering mess of stuff to try to sort through. More or less this video is going to end right here. I have the Suburban project, I have this Blazer project, both of them are concurrent builds. So now that the 6-liter and the 80E is ready to go in the red truck and I have a pile of other stuff to go on it, I'm probably going to take a break from it since it's my running and driving daily. Here in the next video, I think we're going to jump over to the drift build. Just a quick heads up, it is a inline 6 swapped S10 Blazer. And you're damn right, put a 5-speed in it. So until the next one, frickin' see you later.